What's going on, everybody? My name is Verbatim B, and today I want to have a little chat about Fallout 4, the third Bethesda-produced Fallout game. Only the second one they developed, as you're probably aware. New Vegas was developed by Obsidian Entertainment, but Fallout 4 is what we're talking about today. And if you haven't played the game by now, first of all, welcome back from your coma. And second of all, I don't plan on spoiling anything, but just going to pop a quick spoiler warning in here. So if you haven't played the game through yet, you may want to stop listening. So before Fallout 4 came out, I got caught up in the hype. I loved the previous two games, not to mention the fact that Skyrim is probably my favorite game of all time. So I was caught up in the hype before the game. I was excited, and when the game came out, I was excited too. And I was satisfied with it at first. For the first few weeks until I hit about level 50 with my character, I was set on playing until I unlocked every perk in the game, and I really didn't think that would be an issue for me. I thought that the game would just call me to do it on its own. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, because after finishing the story, I had a hard time finding quests outside of the Radiant quests that Preston Garvey or the Railroad give you. So I started a second character with the intent of picking up all the side quests in the game as I went through the story, not realizing that on my first playthrough I had already pretty much done that, and I had certainly already played all the moments in the game that were worth playing. I reached a point of tedium that was sort of a huge bummer to me, because honestly, Fallout 4 could have been a year-long addiction. I mean, its mechanics are so vastly improved from the last two games. Shooting's more satisfying, looting things is smoother and faster, everything has value now thanks to the crafting system, which gives some merit to my junk addiction. Speaking of which, gun customization was fun and addicting in and of itself. Although I would like to see a little more variety in the base models of the guns. The settlement crafting, for as clunky and frustrating as it is arguably the most important new addition to the game, and for me anyways, the most addictive part of the game. But the best thing about both of those crafting systems is that you can completely ignore them if you want to, which is a cornerstone of the Fallout formula. The ability to ignore mechanics in the game is alive and well. Unfortunately, the same can't be said of the ability to ignore story and role-playing elements, which is where a lot of people get frustrated with the game, me included. Fallout 4 is a solid game with great gameplay and creative environments, certainly more creative than the last two. Unfortunately, Fallout 4, it just isn't without its major flaws. I was one of the few people that didn't groan when they first saw the conversation wheel pop up at the Fallout 4 E3 press conference. I trusted the writers at Bethesda to give things enough impact and depth and to take enough care to each of the unique dialogue situations that they all felt fun and fresh rather than limited. Lots of games have told great tales with the same sort of dialogue system, so I figured if anyone could do it, Bethesda could. But by the time I reached the Institute in my first playthrough, and I still had the same four options, positive, negative, nonsense, and sarcasm, I realized that Bethesda kind of dropped the ball. Quick side note here real quick. Sarcasm is often amazing in the game, but just as often I found myself having to reload a save file to not piss off one of my companions. It would be nice if there was a little positive or negative mark after where it says sarcasm when it's an option, but that's just nitpicking. So honestly though, I wouldn't care as much about the dumbed down conversation mechanics if it wasn't the root of another problem that I think ails Fallout 4. And that's that every situation is pretty much resolved by killing everyone, and that's it. Some of the best experiences I had with the previous two Fallout games was doing a kill-less playthrough. I haven't even attempted that with Fallout 4 because I'm pretty convinced it's impossible. And if it's not impossible, it certainly wouldn't be enough fun to be worth memorable, which was another huge bummer to me. The last thing I want to talk about is mods. I have Fallout 4 on the Xbox One, which a lot of you listening right now might think that's the reason I didn't enjoy the game as much as because I couldn't play it on PC. But I was promised mods on the console. When are they coming? I want a concrete date from Bethesda. I'm sick of this soon bullcrap. We're a month and a half into 2016, and we don't even have an announcement of the date yet, as far as I know. I honestly expected mods to be released well before I burned out on the vanilla game, but thanks to the relative lack of content compared to Fallout 3 and New Vegas, and the over reliance on the Radiant quests, I got tired of the game way faster than I expected to. Mods or a DLC are almost a must for me at this point to come back to Fallout 4, which is a bummer again, because when I was in love with the game, I absolutely loved the game. When I was blinded by Fallout 4's majesty, it was probably my favorite thing. And I really wish I could get back to that, but I don't think that's ever going to happen until mods or DLC hit the console. Okay, I'll finish up by saying that I really did enjoy Fallout 4. It had plenty of classic Fallout moments, and it's more than worthy of the brand. If you haven't played the game yet, I suggest you go out there and get it. It's certainly one of my favorite games of the year. That being said, it feels like in a lot of ways it's a step backwards from Fallout 3. And another step in that direction could spell disaster for not only the franchise, but maybe Bethesda as well. So, is this game a step in the wrong direction for Bethesda? Or am I just being a nitpicky bitch? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Verbatim B.